Welcome to Barbie's bitch house!
Last time, I don't even fucking know what
Some
happened.
guy got his head cut off and it was really funny.
Her legs were cut off. Her
Her
head.
head was cut off. Her eyebrows were blacked out. Her eyes were blacked out, whatever it was. The hospital.
The hospital.
Hospital.
Okay. The hospital. Chapter 12, the hospital. Daniel stared at the ceiling in the hospital bed he lay in. It had been only a few days since Bradley and Jace's deaths. Police declared it a homicide and that there was a psycho on the campus. How did they just come to that fucking conclusion?
I love how they're like, his head got cut off. There's a psychopath on campus. No, there's a fucking murderer on
They
campus.
tested for fingerprints on the weapon that killed Bradley and on the piano wire that killed Jace.
How would you fucking find fingerprints on piano wire? That's not a thing, Trentina.
But they couldn't find anything.
Yeah, no shit.
They couldn't.
Also, a fucking brand? How would you find on nature, bitch? I don't think you would be able to find fingerprints on nature.
Well, I mean, if you touch it, yes.
But also, like, there's probably all sorts of shit on that branch, so it'd probably be kind of hard.
Well, I know, but I mean, it's kind of like if you had freshly touched it, right? Like I put my finger right here, right?
Yeah, if it was like a fresh branch. But
Well, let's say if it was like fresh, and obviously if you have, because like the oils in your fingers react to things that when you touch them, so like, I mean, it's probably going to show up because the oils on your fingers. But I mean, I think it depends, you know, because nature can also take away evidence as well.
So those fuckboys got away with it again.
Danny and his friends were heavily interrogated due to them making the boys go into the woods for hazing. Okay.
They're so obviously the killers.
Danny
It pisses me off.
denied having any involvement in the deaths of Jace and Bradley. Danny and his friends were let go, but Daniel didn't believe Danny. He had to have been involved somehow, especially after what he did to Jay at the party.
Because do you remember what he did to Jay at the party?
He made him drink, remember?
Yeah.
Daniel's wrist had been bandaged and changed numerous times a day, which every single time they had to rip the tape off surrounding the gauze, it hurt like a bitch. But at least he was getting the medical attention he needed. He was already dreading the hospital bill.
Bill!
Why is he in the hospital for, like, his wrist?
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that? He's been in there for like 3 days.
They act like his wrists are broken, but they're just
They're
like,
like-
they're just red from like the rope marks.
I
Like,
just called Daniel Bill because that's how little I give a fuck about Daniel or Danny.
he was already, Daniel, Jackson, Obadiah, Gus, and Marco and Sebastian
Why are we listing all the fucking names?
were required to stay in the hospital for at least a week. Why?
Why the fuck would they have to do that?
Not only to deal with their physical health, but their mental health as well.
That's not what hospitals do.
That's not what hospitals do.
They're like, you're better, get the fuck out. They're not like, take your time, sweetie.
No, right? And if they're gonna charge you for it, hell no. Like, I'm leaving.
Yeah, no, fuck that shit.
Daniel kept having recurring nightmares about Bradley. He never saw Jace's death, and for that he was grateful. Sorry. Okay. It took the police 2 hours to get to where they were.
Wait, what? Why? What? They're on a fucking campus. How is there not police
How are
near
they 2
it?
hours deep into the woods?
And they're only gone for like 30 minutes. Like, this isn't adding up. It took the Jace guy like 30 minutes to get back to campus.
After seeing Jace's body, they decided to explore where he came from for anything suspicious, but also to ensure there were no other traps set to kill people. Jackson was kept in a separate room, but Daniel had been trying to coerce the nurses to move him to the room Daniel was in.
I feel like they were separated because they're like, we're not going to have any queers in here.
They said they would need to have their own separate rooms for now. Daniel just wanted to cry. He was exhausted and emotionally drained
And he wanted
beyond
to
explanation. The next 4 days flew by in rapid succession in Jackson's eyes, but to Daniel it felt like a million years. They had spent a week in the hospital and they were free to leave. Daniel planned on no longer attending the frat house.
Attending the frat house. Like it's a fucking school.
Danny was a dangerous person, regardless of if he killed Bradley and Jace or not. Besides, Daniel decided that being a frat bro just wasn't for him. He had to focus on his studies to obtain his bachelor's degree in music.
me when I was originally projecting. I was originally going to like be like, I need to do music, and I realized I wasn't gonna make any money doing that. No offense to any music majors, but I realized I wasn't gonna make any money doing that, so I switched to psychology.
I'm going for a graphic design degree, which means I still don't get any money. But
Yay!
I was like, but I'm doing it anyway, so
Yeah.
because it's too fucking late to change it.
At least it's something you love.
Sure.
Yep.
I just do art. I'm an art major. There's like different realms of art that you can do, which I've been doing painting recently.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you know, you can't really make money off of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Jackson and Daniel left the hospital. Oh fuck. Oh. Sorry. Jackson and Daniel left the hospital hand in hand. Those fags.
It's just, I don't like how it's written because it's not how any normal gay couple acts.
I like how it's always just like, they're gay because they're holding hands.
And they're putting their penises inside each other. It's like, they walk down the...
You know what I think is funnier? That during the entire time that they've been at the frat house, they haven't gone to see each other in the middle of the night to even check on each other. They're just in separate rooms.
I know. I think it's because they were tired, and then on day 2, all this shit happened. And now they're just, suffering still.
Daniel sniffed the air.
It smells like bitch.
It smelled so sweet after being stuck in a cold, brightly lit room for a week with monitors constantly beeping around him.
I hate all of these characters. I hate them.
Jackson placed a kiss on Daniel's cheek. It made Daniel smile. Let's go. Daniel said, they're so fucking straight.
It's the most straight gay couple I've ever fucking written in my life.
I like how the only fucking romantic things that they take part in is they hold hands or they fucking kiss.
They're like, oh, we're gay.
That's it. And it's not even like a makeout, it's just like...
It's so fucking annoying.
Chapter 13 is called Denial.
I'm in denial that I wrote this fuck ass book.
You know what I'm thinking of?
What?
Your husband. The Nile is a river in Egypt. Your husband is gay. Anyway, Daniel awoke the next morning drenched in sweat.
I was horny. I think I was horny when I read that chapter.
He'd had another nightmare.
He'd had enough.
They kept happening.
They kept happening.
I like how it says
Period.
I like how it says he'd had another nightmare, and then it goes, they kept happening. He kept traveling back to that forest and seeing Bradley's dead body. But he always tried to scream in the dreams, but no sound would ever come out.
He's like...
And then he couldn't move, and a dark figure would move closer and closer to him, raising a knife aimed at his neck. And then before the figure could plunge the knife through his neck, he would always wake up.
Oh my god.
Daniel decided he would freshen up. He quickly showered and brushed his teeth before getting ready for the day. Today he had to attend a few lectures for his college classes, and after school he would go to work at the bookshop.
The funny thing is, I don't think I really had much knowledge about how college classes work when I was writing this. So I was probably like, he went to the cooking class, and I put no details into it.
Jackson had stirred awake once Daniel got out of the shower. Daniel kissed him before leaving. He headed to the local Starbucks before work. That's how you know he's a true fag. He wanted Starbucks. Oh.
Why is this me?
He had to get his caffeine fix, especially in order to get through today.
That was me today.
He felt sick to his stomach.
That was me today.
How can I just go on with my life when Bradley and Chase are literally dead?
That was me today without Bradley and Chase.
Daniel asked himself in his car. He felt survival's guilt. That was it. He decided they had lost their lives all because of Danny and his frat bros. It enraged him that Danny got away with what he did. People like him deserve to die.
Protecting.
I like how protecting.
I love how you can tell when I get pissed. There's no question about it. I'll be like, those assholes deserve to die and rot in hell.
They deserve to die.
To die! Because they're fucking pigs!
I love that one.
Fucking pig!
We need to pull that up eventually and just re-listen to it, where I'm like reading it and it goes,
I re-listen to it all the time.
Because he's a fucking pig!
No, I just remember because you made like the, and then I went, because she like giggled when her ass got slapped.
Yeah, because he slaps her ass and she's like,
And I love how we're reiterating the funniest moments.
He quickly changed his train of thought to less dark topics, such as the weather or what songs played on the radio.
That is a fucked up topic. The radio sucks.
He had to distract himself. He couldn't think about what had happened anymore.
I feel like a song comes on the radio and it's like the most basic.
Where are you? And
it's
I'm
not that.
so sorry.
Be like, your friends are dead. And then Daniel's like,
This is reminding me of what you told me the other day when you were and you're like,
I'm going to tell y'all the story because y'all need to know. So the other day, it was probably like a couple weeks ago, I was driving up to the hospital because my grandma was dying. Anyway, so we were driving up there and the radio was on. And first thing that came up was Hips Don't Lie. And I'm like trying to like process my grandma dying. And then I just hear, my hips don't lie. And I was like, Dad, can we turn the station? We turn it. And it turns to Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish, which that whole song is about loving someone until the day they die. It talks about, like, until the life leaves someone's eyes. And I was like, Dad, can you turn it again? And then we turned it again, and then it was on an Aerosmith song called Crying. So the radio fucking hated me and wanted me to kill myself.
Did you guys start laughing? Because it just kept...
I was like, this radio fucking hates me. Or no, right when he turned it, I said, Crying! And then we started laughing.
It says he had to move on with his life and get the degree in music he had always wanted. All Daniel had wanted in joining a fraternity was a sense of belonging that he had been deprived of all through high school. Along with a sense of brotherhood.
Okay, not that part. Ew.
The only thing it gave Daniel was trauma, and lots of it.
The only thing it gave me was trauma, and lots of it.
He knew he would never be able to erase Bradley's face from his mind.
Get over Bradley. He's dead. Fuck off.
His wide eyes, his mouth frozen in a silent scream, the tree branch that had been stabbed through his neck.
Daniel, we don't need descriptions. You're like, I'll never get over it. How fucking hot his body looked, or some shit like that. Like, Daniel, I need you to lock it in.
He's like, I'm never going to be able to forget his fat 5-inch cock.
That fucking branch that accentuated the veins in his neck.
You would write something like that.
I did write something like that. This bullshit.
Sorry. Daniel turned up the knob on the radio.
The knob? No, I'm just thinking.
He turned up the knob.
I'm just thinking.
Well, instead of turned up the volume, it says he turned up the knob.
Sounds like he's bringing it into someone's house.
I know.
Turned up the knob.
Attempting to drown out his thoughts. He had it on the pop station, his favorite radio station, Stay by the Kid Laroi, and Justin Bieber blared out of his speakers and into his eardrums.
It pisses me off. I can't say he listened to music. I'm like, it went out his ear holes and into his ear holes. No, I'm just imagining when Bradley dies and he's describing it. He's like, I'm never gonna forget.
How many fucking times do you think it's gonna bring a reference to Bradley?
I mean, more people die, so probably they'll like be the main thing. But no, I feel like Bradley, when he's like, his fucking agape mouth, his tight little ass. I mean, the fucking look of terror in his eyes.
No, imagine we write a horror story and it's like a comedy, and they're like, oh my god, he's dead, and his fat. I mean.
He got stabbed in his tight little asshole. I mean, in the butt. I mean, in the back. It's like a whole, like, thing. Literally whole.
Literally whole. It says, okay, the song helped him feel a little more lighthearted. This song always made him want to dance when it came on. He put the car into drive and drove to the school, heading to his classes.
Why was this me this summer? I was like, I wouldn't play fucking Stay by the Kid Laroi. It is a good song. But I'm just like, I feel like Daniel would listen to like, all the annoying basic artists in the world. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
It says, his teachers droned on and on about different English types, such as the Toulmin model. His history teacher discussed World War II, and his chemistry teacher discussed chemicals and their properties.
The way I told you, I had not had very many experiences. This was in my senior year of high school, though, and I did have one college class online where I learned about the Toulmin model of essays, and so I put that in here.
Sorry.
Oh, my tits. Oh. Are we playing the let's scratch our tits and sniff our fingers game?
No, I just...
Because I love that game.
I like to pat myself. I know it's weird.
You just made... No, because you made them, like, clap and I didn't like it. Like,
When?
you were, like, making sure I could hear you scratch it. You're like...
When?
I could hear them, like, 2 seconds ago, bitch. When you had your fucking hand in there like you're digging into a bucket of popcorn.
Like this?
Yeah.
I was just smacking my shoulder.
I thought that was your nasty tits.
I was like, that's my shoulder.
Anyways, enough about Maddie's tits.
I'm just clapping
Enough about Maddie's tits. Back to Daniel's tits.
Yeah, in the Toulmin model. Whatever the fuck that is.
I don't remember what it was.
Daniel did his best to pay attention, but he continued to be stuck in his own mind. He felt himself begin to shake. He couldn't tell if it was from the coffee or his own anxiety. Sorry.
I hate this book.
By the time classes were over at noon, Daniel didn't want to go to work at all. But he did.
Why is that me?
But he did it anyways. He had to make money to be able to afford going to the Orion University.
To this damn school.
And to afford the overly priced textbooks.
Projecting that I didn't even know was projecting yet.
All I'm thinking about is, I need a job. I hate that it starts off like that. It's like I need to get a job to pay for my college shit, and then it's like, I need a job.
And then one of the douchebags walks in and just walks into the bookstore, looks at him and goes, and then leaves.
Sorry. The afternoon heat radiated off of his car.
I thought you were going to say cock. I literally thought, I was like, I don't remember that part of the book.
When he got in, the warmth wrapped itself around him.
I hate myself.
He sat down and felt a burning pain on his thigh. Why are we describing this? He yelped in pain. Oh! No.
He's like, what hit my tight little bussy? I feel like it's a coin.
A penny had been placed in his seat.
I heard a story of that where someone got really bad third-degree burns from a hot penny like that.
It says right where the sun was shining, it had burned the hell out of him. Daniel threw the penny into the back seat and turned on the ignition. It took him only a second before he noticed the note on the passenger side window. It said, Daniel...
You're a faggot!
It said, Daniel, you may as well call yourself denial since you continue to deny the fact that we were a brotherhood.
That was so fucking lame. That was so fucking lame. That is so unbelievably... That's like a Facebook post.
I know, Facebook mom, you know.
Like, Danny, are you a frat bro or a Facebook mom?
Daniel grabbed the note and ripped it into pieces before throwing it in the passenger floorboard. He wasn't dealing with Danny's shit today.
And now I'm just imagining that episode of SpongeBob where he, like, Squidward rips it up and then the da-da-da-da-da-da, and then take it.
Daniel floored the gas and headed to the bookstore.
Why did he floor the gas?
That scared me for no reason. The thing that Daniel liked most about the bookstore was that it was never busy. Sure, 10 to 20 customers would come in throughout the day. But that wasn't that much. The scent of the used books relaxed Danny's shot nerves.
Projecting.
He had dealt with way too much over the last few days. All he wanted to do was get home and take a nice long bath and cuddle up next to Jason. Has he not been home?
Jason?
Jackson, sorry.
I was like, who the fuck is Jason? Is he cheating?
At least Jackson understood Daniel's current struggles.
Oh my god, shut up, Daniel.
30 minutes from closing time, Daniel heard the bell above the door ring, signifying that someone had entered the store. Hello, Daniel said aloud. No one answered. Off put, Daniel left from behind the counter and headed over to the entrance. No one was there. Strange, Daniel said to himself. Suddenly he heard a loud thud. He quickly headed over to the aisle where the sound came from. This isn't funny, Daniel yelled. Suddenly, the bookshelf to his right fell forwards. Daniel screamed in horror as it crashed down into the next shelf on his left, raining down hard books onto him. He felt a heavy book slam into the side of his skull. He was buried in the books, and he couldn't move.
It pisses me off how I had like 5 business days to get out of the way, and he just stood there and let it happen.
He heard the bell above the door ring, and the door shut, and with the last of his strength, he screamed for help.
And then Jackson's like,
He's like, where are you? Where art thou?
where are you? And I'm so sorry. Do you want to end the episode here? And then,
Or do you want to read another one?
let's read another chapter, and then we'll end the episode.
Okay. Chapter 14 is called Encounter.
I feel like this is where he gets faggot written on his car.
That would have been better than we were a brotherhood.
And you're in denial. Because you're a queer.
You might as well call it denial because we were a brotherhood. I'm like, what the fuck kind of horror shit is that?
I feel like if a frat bro was to leave a threat.
No, they should have wrote "die faggot" on the car.
Like, exactly. Like
that's literally the whole thing that they're doing here. And then he would have been like, what the fuck? Who wrote this? Sorry.
Like, instead of the frat, they're just like, you're in denial. They would have been like, fag. Like, that's all they would have written. And
There's so much, like, words in there.
They're like, fag. Fag.
No, I think it would have been funnier if it said, like, die faggot, and then, like, he's like, who the fuck wrote this? And then he just rips it up and throws it away. Like,
I'm just imagining the sound of the ignition starting is like, fag, 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 fag. And then when he locks the car, they change it, just say faggot. So it's like, faggot, faggot, faggot. Me and Maddie are both in the gay community.
And we're autistic.
I'm not autistic.
Sorry.
I'm not autistic, but I am a faggot. The new album by Lana Del Rey.
The new album by Lana Del Rey.
Oh,
Sorry.
God.
Jackson yawned as he clocked into work at the mall bakery. Cakes were already stacked high in the display case, ready for someone to buy them. Morning, one of Jackson's co-workers, Cindy, said. Morning, Jackson replied. He was still shaken from the incidents that had taken place at the frat house. Jason Bradley was
Shut
dead.
up about Bradley.
And he assumed that Jay and Kendrick were as well. When the police interrogated Jackson, he told them about the incident with Danny forcing Jay to drink copious amounts of booze. And Kendrick quitting. The police said they would look into it, but they didn't do a damn thing. Danny was still a free man, walking around campus with his dumb Neanderthal friends, winking at girls and trying to walk in confidence in all actuality. He looked like he... like he had a stick wedged up his ass. Jackson snickered at his own thoughts.
That was like 3 things I need to comment on. In all actuality. That was number 1. Number 2 is projecting.
I know. Projecting.
In all actuality. Like, ate my words.
It literally says in all actuality.
Wait.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about.
I feel like this was written after I made that too.
There's this video of like Trent when they were like in high school, like younger, and it's like an old TikTok / Musical.ly account. I don't know.
It was TikTok.
I was like, anyway, and it's him like talking about Squidward and SpongeBob, like they have a secret relationship, and he's like in all actuality because he fucked up trying to say actually. And so he said in all actuality, and then he's like, and it's like Squidward being like he has feelings for SpongeBob, and so we always quote that, because it's like, in all actuality.
I feel like we have mentioned it before, but it's probably been a long time.
Yeah. Sorry, Jackson could barely focus on decorating cakes with such a dark headspace. All he could think about was the incidents over the last week. It wasn't fair that Jason Bradley were dead, and Danny and his friends got off scot-free. Why the fuck did you spell scot-free?
That's not how you spell it.
I don't know, to be honest.
I feel like I thought it was I think it's Scot, but I said it like the name is Scott.
I think
Scott Free? Who the fuck is that character?
Yeah, I think it only has one T in it.
So I spelled it like the name. Scott Free.
Who is that fag?
Who's the new character?
He wanted to see them pay.
Scott Free's the killer.
He jumped up when he heard a familiar voice. Is Jackson here? I need to speak to him, Danny said, a charming smile on his face.
They fucking are middle-aged soccer moms.
What the hell does he want? He murmured under his breath. Jackson quickly popped his head out and stared deeply into Danny's eyes. What?
Are they gonna fuck or have a confrontation?
He stared back, a blank expression plastered on his face. What? Jackson asked impatiently. Can we talk in private? Danny asked. No, get the fuck out of here, Jackson said. Danny looked appalled, then quickly turned away. I know what you did, Jackson yelled across the mall at Danny. Danny quickly spun around and stared at him, a look of rage in his eyes, a look full of sinister intentions. It sounds like they're gonna fuck.
It sounds like they're gonna touch each other's buttholes.
He quickly apologized to his boss, and she understood. Danny was an asshole, and everyone knew it.
First of all, the boss would not be like, that's okay, sweetie. She'd be like, get the fuck out of my bakery. We don't cuss at customers.
In a mall, too, like yelling that out in a mall. Even if he hadn't directly caused the deaths of Jace and Bradley, he had definitely contributed to it by tying them up and forcing them blindly through the woods. The rope burns on his arms were proof enough of Danny's cruel actions. The hours passed by in rapid succession, and the next thing Jackson knew, the day was over. Jackson clocked out and headed to the parking lot. However, when he got to his car, he gasped, and the word "fag" was painted on the hood of his car in blood red paint. See? That's what should have been written on it before.
Yeah, I love how Danny now... I wonder if it's like Chaz or something that did like the other thing. Okay, guys, we're gonna end this episode here. Bye, guys.
Bye.